Welcome back, folks, to another episode of MLM from Ruined to Refreshed. PJ here, and this one is a Beefeater challenge, and this is the third one we've done, and this is my challenge to the team. And my challenge was to take any sports or race car from the 60s and restore or refresh it. And what could be more iconic, in my humble opinion, than the E Type Jag? And my own challenge in this instance is not to do one, but to do three. So let's get them on the bench, get the tools out, and see what we're going to do with these. Catch you in a few. Cheers. So welcome back to the bench, folks. And as you can see, we've got our three E Type Jags on the bench. And two of them are E Type Jaguars made in England by Lesney, and one is a Huskey model E Type Jaguar made in Great Britain. So as you can see, I've already tapped and screwed these, so let's get them apart and see what we've got. And there we go. So pretty straightforward these ones are. Got our plastic interiors. The glass just drops out. Then we've got the body. Same obviously with the second Matchbox one. And then we're slightly different with a Huskey. Different type of chassis, but still with a single plastic interior and plastic windscreen. So what are we going to do? One of these Matchbox ones I'm going to do in British Racing Green, and I have got some homemade logos to give it that racing feel. The second one I'm going to redo in red, and the third one I'm going to give a modern paint job to. So that's the plan. So the first thing we need to do is to get these stripped and the plastics cleaned, and remove the axles from the Huskey chassis. I might keep these Matchbox ones on, but just take the tyres off so I can mask them off while they're being resprayed. So that's the next plan. So the next time we catch up in a build update, we'll be doing some paint stripping and cleaning. So I'll catch you in a few. Cheers. Welcome back to the lab, folks, and here we are doing our cleaning. We're going to drop all our plastic parts and wheels and tyres into some soapy water. Give it a bit of a stir around. And our chassis and one of the chassis and the three bodies are going into our caustic soda jar. I'm going to give that a quick stir. You can already see the red paint start to come off. The other two chassis, because we've left the wheels and axles on, we're going to be using paint stripper for those. So we'll do that back at the bench. I'm going to give these plastic parts a good clean. So I'll get these done and then we'll see you back at the bench. Cheers. So welcome back to the bench, folks, and part 2 of our cleaning process. I'm going to do these chassis, the 2 matchbox chassis, with paint stripper, because I'm going to leave the wheels on and then tape them when it comes to painting. So the caustic soda can be a bit violent on these steel wheels, so I want to do it with paint stripper, and because they're only 2 very small parts, it shouldn't take too long. So we'll put a lid on to seal them in, and we'll come back and check them later. So the next part of our cleaning procedure will be to get the parts back from the caustic soda jar and the washing up detergent dish, clean up our plastic parts and wire brush our chassis and bodies. So we'll catch you in the next build update. Cheers. Welcome back, folks, to this build update, and we've got our parts back from the caustic soda jar, and it's cleaned the bulk of the paint off on these bodies and this Huskey chassis. I still have 2 chassis in paint stripper, which I'll give you a quick look at. These are identical models. I've put paint stripper on both of them. One of them has pretty much completely stripped. The other one is being a little bit more stubborn. So we're probably going to have to leave that overnight, see what it's like in the morning. So we'll come back to that at a later time. However, let's do a bit of wire brushing on this Huskey chassis and body. Just making sure I have got a Huskey chassis and body. No, I've got a Huskey chassis and a matchbox body. Where's my parts? That looks better. Let's just double check. Would you believe it? I still picked the wrong part. Here we go. Should have noticed that one of them had got 2 holes in the chassis. So here's our Huskey chassis and body. So let's give these a clean up, and then I'll get the matchbox ones done off screen. So we're using a Dremel Micro, one of my favourite tools, I've got to admit. I love using this, it's brilliant. The only catch is that the accessories can be temperamental, to say the least. You have to be careful for these wires coming off and going everywhere. So I always set mine on a slow speed, and let's see what kind of result we get. Okay, so I'm going to have to swap brushes to do some of the interior. Need a smaller wire brush, but as you can see, they're sparkling like new. So I'll get the two Matchbox models done off camera, and then we've also got the chassis to retrieve from the paint stripper and clean up. So the next time we catch up will be when we do some priming. So I'll catch you in a few, folks. Cheers. Welcome back, folks, down to the workshop, and it's prime time. So let's get these sprayed up. Well, there we go, we're all ready to come back a bit later and do some top coating. So I'll catch you in a few. Cheers, folks. Welcome back to the workshop, folks, and we're doing a bit of top coating, and we're going to be going with Ford Tango Red Metallic, Rover Gunmetal, and the good old British Racing Green. And there we go. So I'm going to get these into the house in front of a fire. It's very chilly here today, and we'll be back to give them another top coat, and then we'll catch you back at the bench. Cheers. Welcome back to the bench, folks, and as you can see, we've brought our pieces in from the workshop that have been sprayed. So we went with a red, a British Racing Green and a Gunmetal Grey, a more modern colour. Just out of interest, this was the red that I used on the Captain Scarlet vehicle that I did, so if you've seen that episode, it's that same colour. What else have we done? We've polished the hubs for the Huskey, refitted the axles and wheels for the two Matchbox chassis, the interiors seats for the Matchbox. I'm going to leave them straight, I'm going to leave them as is. I want to try and keep these two fairly close to what they were originally, although I did originally have two red vehicles, and now we've gone with a red and a green. So what have we got left to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get our floor polish, and dip our windscreens Make sure we get the excess off. So here we are, folks, at the reveal of our 3 E Type Jags. Enjoyed doing these ones. The decals could have been a little bit better than they turned out, but they don't look too bad. It was a nice little project, this was. So I'd like to thank all those who've joined us on this particular challenge. There's a lot of people that have shown some interest. So we'll get these down to the forecourt at MLM headquarters, and I'm pretty sure these ones are going to end up in the showroom. So I'll catch you in a few. Cheers. So here we are, folks, down at MLM headquarters, and on the forecourt we've got our 3 E Type Jags. And as I said, I've enjoyed this challenge, and it won't be long before we're doing another one. So thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody's support as usual, Please consider liking and subscribing, and you can always find us on Facebook at MLM Midlife Models. So this is PJ signing off, saying thank you folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.